Good morning. Our first issue is vaccine hesitancy. In Odisha, which is home for largest PVTG population in India, in many of the villages there is a tendency of vaccine hesitancy, especially in the tribal villages, PVTG tribal villages. In this context, state government has devised many programs for creating awareness. But then information through social media, fake information, disinformation through social media, which is leading to vaccine hesitancy in those areas. If we observe, vaccination is very important to achieve herd immunity, which will only help us to reduce the disease burden in the present context. So, some of the reasons for vaccine hesitancy include lack of awareness to the extent of benefits, fears of inaccurate information, lack of access to the vaccines, cultural issues, fake information, disinformation, especially in the social media. These all have become biggest problems. That's why WHO has said vaccine hesitancy is one of the biggest challenges in the coming decade. Now, how do we find a solution for this? One, through persuasion. Two, by creating awareness among the people, especially from the local level, if we can bring in awareness by involving more of the role models such as local leaders, cinema heroes, etc., that can impact. This can address this particular vaccine hesitancy problem. Next issue is India Taliban talks. Taliban is an extremist group of Afghanistan. Earlier, we said we are not going to engage in any of the talks with Talibans. We are going to engage only with the Afghanistan's government. That's the official policy of India. Recently, we reversed it. We are willing to talk with Taliban, and our MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, based on the statements, we can say that we are already engaging with Talibans. Why? What has made this change? USA is exiting from Afghanistan, and there are changing geostrategic situations. Pakistan and China, they are gaining more control in this particular area. And if we observe, Afghanistan is strategically very important to India. In that context, we can say we reverse the Taliban policy. Next issue is Myanmar military coup. Recently, Myanmar's military government has charged Aung San Suu Kyi with the corruption charges. She is already under house arrest. Now they say she has bribed the officials. In that context, they can arrest her. That's a context. But now if we understand the historical context of Myanmar, military takeover with the pretext of fraud in the elections that has happened recently in 2021. Earlier also there were military coups into 1962, 1989. Because of the consistent international pressure in 2008, Myanmar has formed a new constitution, but then they have added few clauses which prohibited or which banned Aung San Suu Kyi, who is one of the major party's leader of Myanmar, to hold the office. After the enactment of new constitution from 2011 to 2015, they have taken up many of the political reforms. They conducted the general elections. Aung San Suu Kyi's party, it won. But then, according to the new constitution, she cannot be the president or prime minister. So she is appointed as state councillor. State councillor, a new post created, which is not official, but that's created and that was going on. In the last few years, Rohingya crisis was going on, and Aung San Suu Kyi was criticized for this, for being insensitive towards this issue. And then recently, 2011, military coup has happened, violence has erupted, many of the civilians were killed in the particular protests and related violence. This is what is the present context of Myanmar. UNSC wanted to take the measures, but Russia and China, they support Myanmar and they veto whatever resolution that is brought in, they veto because those two are P5 countries, they have the veto power. Next issue is patent waiver and TRIPS. WTO, World Trade Organization, it protects the trade related patents. For that, there is this particular agreement called TRIPS, Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights. According to that, whenever a country trades with other country, they have to protect others' patent rights. Now, South Africa and India, we proposed for patent waiver for vaccines and other COVID essentials. As of now, the resolution for vaccines is taken up. And for what? Why are we proposing for this? We wanted to have vaccine equity. Only few countries have the technology, others are unable to gain the access to it, because of which it is leading to vaccine inequality. So now we want the developed countries or the technology countries to transfer the technology to others so that vaccines can be manufactured on a rapid scale and distributed all through the countries. That's the proposal. But then WTO works with consensus. That means majority of the members, they have to vote positively to take that particular decision. We have to wait and see whether this particular resolution passes in WTO or not. But as of now, major countries like USA and others, they are supporting for this particular idea. Next issue, see, these are all editorials. In the last 20 days or so, we were covering the editorials, but from today onwards, we will keep it as a separate block so that you will have more clarity over them. Yes, because editorials, these are opinions of someone, some author. These are news articles. So that we consider them as facts, but these are editorials. These are their opinions. So you need to form your own opinion by understanding the points mentioned in these editorials. You need not concur or you need not oppose the arguments given. You can form your own opinion based on the understanding of these articles. Now, first editorial is center-state relations with regard to farm bills. Recently, West Bengal's Chief Minister has asked to form a joint consultation grouping of CMs to discuss with the farmer protests. The core issue is not to discuss on the farm bills alone, but to discuss on center's lack of consultation with the states. States are not the subordinates to the center. In the constitution, states are given independent existence. So center, whenever they pass any laws which impacts the state's interests, they have to consult the states. But then they're not doing it. That's why joint CM's forum, this idea is proposed. We don't know whether this will get materialized in short term or not. But then this is going to be a step towards the cooperative federalism. Recently, if we observe, joint representation from CMs that has led to change in the vaccination policy. Of course, there are other factors also like Supreme Court's reprimand, etc. But then CM's combined representation has impacted. So that's how in a cooperative federalism structure, joint front by the opposition parties is important. Next issue is center-state relations with regard to West Bengal issue. In this article, whatever has happened in the past 10 days that has been summarized. What has happened? Chief Secretary of West Bengal, his tenure has been extended to 3 months. We call it as superannuation. After that, Prime Minister under NDMA has conducted a review meeting with regard to Cyclone Yas. But Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary of West Bengal, they have attended it for a few minutes and they have left for other thing. So that after it's the same day this CS was called on a deputation to New Delhi. After that he resigned. He was appointed as special advisor to the West Bengal government. Immediately, central government has given notice under Disaster Management Act asking the civil servant, that is a former IAS officer, to explain himself why he has not attended the session fully. In this context, in a federalism, there will be political, administrative, executive conflicts that should be dealt magnanimously by both the center and states. This thing has turned ugly in the recent days from both center and state. In this context, we should understand that all India services, they form the solid pillar to the Indian government, Indian structure, bureaucratic structure. In this context, maintaining neutrality and hierarchy is important. For example, that particular person has listened to his immediate boss. That's how the hierarchy works. By using this thing for political vendetta is going to harm the morale of the administrative services. So there should be a middle ground. There should be consensus and middle ground wherein political issues can be solved at the political level. These are not brought to the administrative level. Next issue is terror in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is part of Sahel region. Sahel is a grassland region which is located between Saharan desert and the Congo river basin. This region has 10 countries. This is a semi arid territory in the North Africa. Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Mali, Niger, likewise, many countries are there. All these countries, or most of the countries, are facing terrorism. Last week, Burkina Faso has seen one of the massacres. 160 people were killed. One of the main reasons said for this trend in this region is regime changing policies. USA and France and other colonial countries, which were earlier having power, they still hold indirectly the power over the government. They try to change the regimes as per their convenience. For example, if you see Libya, after the fall of Gaddafi, Libya has become sanctuary to the terrorists, safe haven to the terrorists. And Syria and Iraq, whatever interventions that USA and other NATO forces has taken, it has driven the terrorists from this region to northwestern or North Africa. In this context, in Burkina Faso and other regions of Sahel region, UN's intervention is needed. UN's intervention is needed. Otherwise, this can spill over to other regions. Next issue is a little philosophical issue but important to write essay and ethics answers. Borderless world, COVID-19 and borderless world. Now we see biobubbles. Biobubbles during COVID-19, but there is a huge pandemic, according to the author, huge pandemic that we are experiencing, that is disease of barriers and barricades. Xenophobic tendencies, a country blocks other countries, people to come into its territory. Migrants crisis, refugee crisis, these have all become a problem. Now, tyranny of the majority, lack of rights for all, for example, if you take Palestinian rights or if you take Rohingya rights, these all can be said as the problems. Now, the fundamental question that we should ask ourselves is humanity at crossroads? By these artificial barriers, are we losing humanity? Next issue is restrictions on the retired security officials. Recently, the central government has notified that whenever a retired security official, if they want to express any of the views, they should get the permission from the related department. Is it violation of freedom of speech? No. Freedom of speech and expression, it has limitations. Public, yes, it has the right to know the official information, but then security of the country is also important. In that context, indefinite control over the freedoms of these individuals might not be good. That's why declassification of the files after some period. For example, in USA, they declassify it after 30 years. That kind of policy should be there. Already we have Official Secrets Act that prohibits the certain types of officials from disclosing the information to the public. So, reasonable restriction should be there. All the very best. Thank you very much.